Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend and fellow co-host, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And hello to you, General Kenobi. That's never going to get old. And so this week we are diving into another species in the Star Wars universe. One, surprisingly, back when me and Austin were doing species and stuff, we didn't go over this one, surprisingly, and it is the Chiss. Dojo wanted to really do this one. I'm assuming you're a big Chiss fan, I'm guessing.
Yes, especially with this new canon stuff. There are 2 trilogies of Thrawn books in the new canon.
Yes.
And the first trilogy is mainly about his time with the Empire. The second trilogy is mainly about his time in the Chiss Ascendancy before going to the Empire.
Right.
And that made me love the Chiss.
Okay. Well, we will be getting into a little bit of that. Well, we're doing this in 2-parters. This episode is specifically Legends material. So we're diving into everything pre-Disney. So there's that, if you want to call it pre-Disney. It's up to you. But anyway, so to get into things, the Chiss were a tall, blue-skinned, near-human civilization from the planet Chisilla? Chisilla. In the unknown regions, best known to most humans as the people to which Grand Admiral Thrawn belonged. Due to the remote position of their home territory in the Chiss Ascendancy, they remained largely an enigma to the rest of the galaxy, and contact with outsiders was limited even in the days of the Galactic Alliance.
They were very pro-isolationism.
Yes.
To say the least.
Yes. In the Galactic Alliance's back is Legends Luke, after obviously Return of the Jedi and all that stuff.
This is towards the very end of Legends.
Yeah. Before Disney took over and changed a lot. Now getting into a bit of their biology and appearance. So the Chiss were a near-human species, distinguished by their blue skin and glowing red eyes, the shade of which depended on the oxygen content in their surroundings. The more oxygen present, the more intense the color of eyes and skin tone. While their hair was typically jet black, it did on rare occasions go gray with age. Most Chiss believed that the development of gray hair was an indication of the suring of exponential children.
So I love that. Raising children makes you stress and makes you go
Right.
gray. And then it says, well, you must have done a great job if you're that gray.
Right. They take pride in the gray. I'm getting white hair. I'll rock it when I get all white hair. It's fine. I'll truly be a Witcher then.
Or a silver fox.
Yeah, right. So their physical form led to some speculations on whether they were an offshoot of humanity's ancient expansions into the galaxy, whether their physical form consequently matched that of humans. However, genetic analysis indicated that they were an offshoot of humanity, and which believed that moving underground led to a divergence between them and the baseline humans. Furthermore, the analysis indicated that their unique skin tone was the result of exposure to glacier minerals.
You know that meme of the alien theorist guy.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Right.
I like to think of this as I'm not saying they're humans, but they're humans.
Right. Yeah. No, the Chiss are literally an offshoot of humanity, which blatantly obvious if you've seen a Chiss. They're literally
Oh yeah,
just humans, just blue.
yeah.
Uh, Their blue skin, jet black hair, and red eyes generally commanded attention once they were in a crowd of regular humanoids, and those features made them physically striking and intensely recognizable. Male and female Chiss tend to be more powerfully built than humans, but exhibit the same variance as humanoid sexes. A fully grown Chiss was typically between 1.6 and 2.1 meters in height. Around 36 years after the Battle of Yavin, an average Chiss adult stood at 1.7 meters. In the next century, that increased to an average of 1.85 meters for males and 1.7 meters for females by 130 ABY. They were
Basically, just
tall.
saying Chiss. Yeah, Chiss are built differently. Is basically all they're
Yeah,
saying.
they were built and adapted to their surroundings for, survival purposes,
Oh yeah,
as, you know, all species do.
yeah.
So the University of Sambora concluded that the fact that most Chiss appeared very good physical shape indicated that the species possessed an active metabolism, which was responsible for their firm, trim figure and lower body temperature. This believed to prevent obesity that was common within more sedentarian humanoids. While the report concluded that they were indeed near humans, they were not determined a specific point of evolutionary divergence. So their
I
metabolism is constantly active and they're constantly burning fat, which would be freaking fantastic, mind
oh
you.
yeah. Also, the homeworld Chila is basically a frozen wasteland,
Yeah.
almost.
So their
So
bodies had to adapt to constantly burn to keep
yeah.
them warm.
Oh yeah. So that I'm sure that helps.
Oh yeah. There was in fact a human sleeper ship colony established on
Chila.
Sheila. Thank you. Gosh. Around 27,500 BBY. The records of this were vitally non existence and it remained unknown how a remote area of the galaxy could have been trailblazed so far back. They did display physiologically few signs of evolutionary adaptations to their icy environment, and with their skin and pigmentation and not providing any apparent benefit beyond the obvious physical features, psychologically, the Chiss were similar to humans to the point where they possess a comparable circulatory, neurological, digestive, and reproductive systems. The Chiss local mechanism was noted to be very similar to humans, but there were apparent differences in which was evident in their capacity to speak their native language.
So, I mean, almost what 30,000 years
Hmm.
apart. There would be probably a few changes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
I read a study somewhere that says about every 100 years, language changes,
Yeah.
makes
I would
changes.
agree with that.
So, and human vocal cords would probably have to adapt to that as well.
Yep. And then, in addition, they grew much faster than humans. A Chiss at the age of 10 held the physical maturity of a 20-year-old human. This, in turn, resulted in a culturally imprinted and emotional maturity that was many times above that of their human counterparts. They could live up to 80 years, in which point a Chiss was considered venerable. Children were between ages 1 and 10. They experience a rapid growth spurt in which they are considered full adults. Middle age followed between the ages of 51 and 62, and those of age 63 to 79 were considered old.
It's weird to me to think because the clones
Hmm.
had the rapid aging growth, and by like what 10 years old, they were fully mature people, 5 or 10 years old. I can't remember quite.
I can't remember the exact age on the top of my head, but it's
But
pretty young.
yeah, but this kind of reminds me of that.
Right. And then certain anthropologists believe that the Nagi were
Nagi.
perhaps an offshoot of the Chiss, but no legends or history records in either species indicated the validity of such a claim. So,
Eh,
yeah.
I'd never heard of that species, and well, first saw that picture of the Nagi, I'm like, what is that? It looks like a dark Eldar
Um.
from 40K.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know what they're from the unknown regions. Trying to
Yeah.
see, are they in? Ah, they're in mainly comics, in the Knights of the Old Republic comic specifically. They are
Mm,
mentioned in KOTOR 2,
really? Mm,
and they were also in a lot of old um, comics as well,
yeah.
in magazines. So,
So,
eh. Now, getting into the history of the Chiss. So we do have some of the beginnings for them. So the origins of the Chiss were largely unknown, even to the Chiss themselves. Though some scientists thought they were the result of long-forgotten human colony, the leading theory among the not only Chiss historians but scientists within the New Republic that the colony predated the Old Republic. A report of the University of Sambra indicated that very little was known of the Chiss history due to their own records being carefully guarded on their own homeworld.
now, to be fair, this colony was established 27,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Our own records don't even go back 10,000.
Right. Yeah. So our own
So it
real
would be
world. So it's very unlikely that anything is
could
stuck.
survive for that long.
Right. So, however, scattered reports from many intrepid scholars suggested the Chiss were a forgotten colonization attempt. This theory was mostly based on the resemblance to humanity. Genetic analysis later confirms that the Chiss were indeed an offshoot of the human species' earliest attempts at colonization. It was believed that sometime before 27,000 BBY, a colony of humans settled on unknown regions on the planet Cilia. Yeah, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
According to Chiss legend, their homeworld was once a warm and tropical planet. However, the planet was later locked in a giant ice age and profound glacian or
Glacian,
Galatian, yeah, Galatian, encompassing the territory, the
terrestrial.
terrestrial world. Gosh, words. This forced the Chiss ancestors to travel along the ice front's leading edge in order to survive the temperate front of glaciers spread across the planet. Though it was believed that the glaciation process occurred over an extended time, it was also at the age when the Chiss were already technologically advanced, which allowed them to survive these challenges by the way of technological adaptations.
And that sort, except for the technology part, that sort of mirrors our own history,
Right.
where it was a tropical place and all of a sudden an ice age comes and
Mm-hmm.
forces us to change our habits.
Yep. So this led many to conclude that the early Chiss existed on Scylla prior to its coming to an ice age, thus Scylla nearly becoming inhospitable around 5,000 BBY, and there was the only living underground that this divergent species survived. These events furthered the notable genetic changes in their skin tone and eyes, unless it was believed that going underground, the race gradually diverged from the baseline human species, the glacial mineral content altering their physiology and into its more modern form.
Yeah, and moving underground would probably force our eyes to change to
Correct. So
sense
you could
heat, because
sense heat or even see in the dark.
yeah, because in the new canon books, Thrawn exhibits, the temperature in a person's cheeks is rising when they're lying.
Oh, okay. So he
So
can
there is
physically
some
see some
confirmation
sort
he
of heat.
can sense body heat.
Interesting. That's cool. It's like Daredevil, but different. Um, so xenosociologists believe that the period that had a profound mental impact on the developing Chiss and led the evolution to their current mindset. However, little was known to these early Chiss, as certain legends indicated that the uh, decadent culture had been formed in the tropics that were unprepared for this ice age. Related parables even stated that northern Chiss slaughtered their decadent southern cousins, and when resources became scarce and chilling temperatures befell the planet. Regardless, the Chiss adapted well to their planet during this climate change and tapped into geothermal energy as a power source.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a little bit scary there.
right.
Yeah.
And then this led to the building of several populous cities amongst the glaciers and development of global government. Thus, this avoided the absolute period common to developing worlds that saw nations compete with one another, along with adapting a plant-wide tongue. Eventually, their species mastered star travel independently from with some speculations that they tapped into the ancient memories of the colonized effort that first brought them to Cilia.
I like to think when the northern Chiss saw the southern cousins, it's like, whoa, wait a second. Okay, let's take a step back here and really
Right.
think about what we're doing.
Whoa. Hang on a minute.
Whoa, calm down, time out. Everybody cool off. Okay, maybe
Right.
not cool off, but calm down.
Take a chill pill. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a bit. That's not right. But at this point, let's take a quick mid-break, thank our patrons, and we will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
I'm Glenn Washington, host of Snap Judgment, the award-winning storytelling podcast from KQED. Every week, Snap deals a new card, like the girl whose sister was a monkey, or the man who lived in the woods for 30 years, or even the woman who snuck her lover out of prison in a dog crate. Pick a card, any card. Tap to listen now to Snap Judgment from KQED on Spotify.
All right, welcome to the mid-break of the show. We're talking about everything about the podcast. It has nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here we want to thank everybody who listens and supports the show, and thanks all of our patrons supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get ad-free episodes, or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also support us on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words. We'll read it out loud next time on the show, as well as a nice Spotify comment, which we don't have any this week, but that's all right. That just means you haven't done it, and you should just go and do that. Every star, every 5-star review, every 5-star comment really helps the show grow and to get to a bigger audience. And who knows, maybe we'll get Disney's attention and get invited to things, because that would be cool. That would be really cool, but who knows? And you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcast and Discord, as well as the Cups Podcast and More Discord, which since Austin still isn't on the show anymore, but we're still in his Discord, so go help us out there. You can also find me on my other shows, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizard World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check that stuff out, all on Robots Radio. And you can also find us live on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BenOfTemeria every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And, join us live in the chat. Talk to us, all things Star Wars. It's always fun. It's always a good thing to have. I have nothing else to add. Do you have anything, Kodojo?
No, I don't.
Oh, and isn't this week the last week of Skeleton Crew?
Yes, I believe it is. The final episode's
tonight as
Tuesday.
recording.
Yeah.
Well, as we're recording on Tuesday, by the time you're hearing this, it will be Thursday, so the final episode will be out of Skeleton Crew. So go check that out. I still need to watch it. I'll probably binge it finally, since all 8 episodes will be out. And Andor Season 2 is just around the corner. Because when's Andor? Do you know when Andor is?
I'm not sure. I think it's still like a few months away.
Andor Season 2 release date is April 22nd, so 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. So, roughly around the corner, but,
yeah.
But with that being said, let's get back into more of the Chiss.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
All right. Well, now we are diving into the Ascendancy. Kodojo's favorite thing of the Chiss. So, the initial Chiss Star Travel era involved their scientists attempting to create hyperfields over vehicles designed to carry passengers. At the same time, automated drones were launched into the unknown regions with specialized beacons that led to the creation of a network of navigational anchor points. As the Chiss expanded into space, a syndic by the name of Kodojo Kamco was responsible for the formation of the Chiss Expansionary Defense Force. He proposed the creation of the group after explorations yielded several resource-rich worlds.
Yeah. The Expansionary Defense Force is an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets more into it in canon, as far as I know.
And the syndic is a rank. It is a specific ranking in the assembly.
Yeah.
And societies of the Chiss. So
yeah,
for everybody who doesn't know what the heck, I was like, what the hell is that? That's what that is.
Their government, it's like a mafia family. Several families.
It is. You're not wrong.
So weird.
You're absolutely correct. So much of their expansion was governed by the need to gather resources without upsetting their homeworld's ecosystem. Though the territory later sufficed for their growing population, the Chiss continued to expand into space. However, this was not out of exploration of the unknown or out of greed, but a leading theory indicated that they sought to impose order over a chaotic region of space.
There's one thing the Chiss love, it's order.
Yep.
And they hate chaos.
Mm-hmm. Hence why they typically always side with the Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we'll dive in here to shortly. So the government of Scylla controlled 28 major colony worlds scattered across Chiss space, united in a political federation known as the Chiss Ascendancy. This species remained a complete mystery in most of the galaxy and was completely removed from the various galactic governments. Thus, over the course of thousands of years, the Chiss developed socially and technology in isolation. Ugh.
Like I said before, they're very pro-isolationism.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't bother us, we won't bother you, but if you fire the first shot, we'll be the ones firing the last shot.
It's not. Yes, absolutely. And though the Chiss were not widely known to the greater galaxy, examples of their technology existed as far back as 3951 BBY, when samples of the Chartic weapons were sold to the planet of Onderon. When the Sith Empire returned to fight the Republic once more in the Great Galactic War and the Cold War, the Chiss Ascendancy was the only formal ally of the Empire. Essentially rendered a vassal state by diplomatic treaty, the Chiss would provide military assets and resources to the Empire in exchange for governing autonomy. In doing so, the Chiss escaped complete subjugation under the Imperials, a common fate for many alien species.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and this place takes place roughly around SWTOR era, Star Wars: The Old Republic,
Mm-hmm.
and the Empire is very much, hey, you belong to us now, and everyone's like, no, we don't. It's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You can come in the easy
Especially
way
alien
or the hard way.
species,
Oh yeah.
because because this is during the events of SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Um, if you're an alien race playing on as the Empire in the Empire, as if you're not human or a pure blood Sith, you're gonna be looked down upon. Period.
Oh yeah.
That's just how it is. With with the Sith Empire.
Yeah, and there's actually even a mission on the Korban planet where you get tasked with scanning certain people to test their purity,
Mm-hmm.
as it were.
Yep. So during this time, some Chiss served as imperial agents or bounty hunters. A few rare Chiss even achieved official rank in the imperial military. In this time, Chiss agents were sent on loan to the imperial military forces on Hoth, where they aided the Ministry of Logistics by providing cold weather training and equipment for skirmishes on icy worlds. In addition, the Chiss established Zero Station, a secret outpost on the planet where Artrosica Sengaru of House Mirani oversaw those people efforts and aiding their Sith allies against the Republic. Fun fact, my Imperial agent in SWTOR is a Chiss.
Same here.
Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, same here. I played him as a Chiss who is an Imperial agent, but is looking to sabotage the Empire because they're essentially subjugating the Chiss.
Yes.
And my guy was gonna try to, sabotage the Empire as much as he can to free his people.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really gotten too far in the. Actually, I think I'm still in the prologue for the Imperial Agent storyline, so I need to get back playing SWTOR. I need more time.
It's the second best storyline.
Really? You think it's the second best?
Yes, the second
so
best.
So Jedi Knight's obviously number one because
yes.
Nothing's going to beat that as a storyline.
No.
I thought Bounty Hunter was pretty good.
It's all right. I rank it about 4.
4? What'd you put number 3? Sith Warrior?
Sith Inquisitor.
Sith Inquisitor.
Oh. Yes, because you start as a slave who gets picked up, literally beaten down every chance to get, only to rise to power into the Imperial Council or Dark Council.
That's fair. All
but
right.
Imperial Agent.
I really like the Sith Warrior because you do the whole. Just you take over you defeat your master, become the master, and do whatever means necessary to get what you need.
Oh yeah, but Imperial Agent, it's literally so many twists and turns. You don't know who to trust, who not to trust. It's interesting.
Interesting. All right, I might have to dive into that one when I have more time. I don't have time to do anything. So
what do you mean? You only got 5.
I only do 5 podcasts on top of having a 40-hour-a-week job, and then getting voiceover gigs on the side on top of that. It's just only if days had more than 24 hours. So around 1000 BBY, the forces of Lord Akane's Brotherhood of Darkness encountered the Chiss in the Unknown Regions and brought a legion to them to the planet of Thol. The Chiss were born there, spread out the wider galaxy, although they were still relatively unknown to many. Between 1000 BBY and 990 BBY, a Chiss by the name of Syndra operated in the wider galaxy, where she was a member of the Anti-Republic Liberation Front. Around 978 BBY, the Ascendancy passed a law against preventive strikes and aggression known as the Defense-Only Doctrine. Hinting, they will never strike first, but by God, if you strike at them, like Kodojo said earlier, they will be the last ones to strike back. In other words, don't piss them off. As kind words. Don't make the Chiss mad, because you will regret it. At some point before the year 178 BBY, the Chiss began studying the Redoubt cluster, a dense cluster within their territory. This initial surveys into the deadly maze of space cost the lives of several Chiss explorers. Under normal circumstances, the ascendancy relations with the rest of the galaxy were governed by a strict formal policy of non-aggression, backed by a strong defensive preparations. Although the Chiss did not, as a rule, to intervene in the affairs of others, outsiders were discouraged from engrossing on the untapped resource of the Ascendancy's territory by the threat of severe military reprisals against attackers.
Yeah,
as in, don't take their stuff.
Yeah, they'll shake your hand with one hand, but hold a dagger behind their back to make sure you don't do anything.
Yep. And then, although overt hostile action was formally required as a trigger for retaliation, simple territorial transgression could be interpreted by some Chiss patrol commanders as enough to constitute a violation. Thank you. Differences of opinion over the rules of engagement evidently existed among the Chiss military and civilian hierarchy, but most outsiders seem to have been unaware of this.
Yeah, it's very conflicting because the military does want a first strike capability, but the civilian government's like, no, we're not going to throw the first punch. No,
right.
None of that. No,
right.
no.
By 37 BBY, the barbarian Vagri? Yeah, we go with that. We'll go with that. Vagri. Were raiding volumes of space close to the Ascendancy's frontier, but far more serious concerns were raised by the direct incursion of a force from another alien race a few years later. Although the aliens were destroyed by a fleet led by Admiral Alani.
Alani.
Yep. It quickly became apparent that what had been encountered was only a small scouting force probing ahead of the massive alien invasion force. The living planet Zamana Sikot? No. Instead of fleeing from the Yuuzhan Vong assault, took refuge in a remote area of Chiss space and around the same time, and its arrival only detected by a CEDF deep space probe. The Chiss, however, did not understand the greater significance of an identity of the planet and less dismissed it as a natural system capture of a rogue planet.
I love that. It says,
about
that planet wasn't there yesterday. That planet wasn't there yesterday. Yeah, whatever.
Right. The Chiss pirate by the name of Swag, and I'm dead serious, SWAGG, Swag, operated the mid-rim prior to 32 BBY, and so he was killed by Roos Tropal on Naboo during the attempt to steal ancient Gungan art. Another man who matched the description of Chiss was weapon dealers of Irim Rakik?
Yeah.
Who was based on the prison station Cog Hive 7. Rakik was killed by Darth Maul and Egon Trucks in 33 BBY. So
I think we have to do an episode about ancient Gungan art now.
I don't know about that. What? Ancient Gungan art?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear that? I'm curious. Though we haven't done a Gungan episode, actually. Do we want to do a Gungan episode, though?
Oh, God. That sounds, right. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm slightly convinced, though, that any Chiss in known space was probably a spy for the Ascendancy.
Oh, I believe it. Oh, absolutely. And then now, the last part of the Legends history that I have is the rise of Thrawn, which is, everybody's favorite Chiss, besides the Chiss that you make in the Old Republic MMO.
I think he's a misunderstood good guy.
Is he, though?
I think so. If you read the books, he is a good guy.
He's trying to do the best for the... Yes.
Chiss.
That's fair. So, In response to the threat of invasion, a vast interstellar fortress was prepared in the redoubt cluster in 28 BBY. The pace of the project grown in urgency as the haven for the people. This was prior to any renewed contact with the Republic. In this era arose a young officer in the expansionary fleet known as Thrawn, who pressed to abandon the hollow doctrine and outlawed preemptive strikes. So he could care less. He will strike first.
Oh yeah, he's like, huh? Yeah, nice suggestion there. I'm gonna do things my way.
Yep, absolutely. He believed that the Chiss could not place themselves in a situation where they were forced to fight against the Viragri and the Yuuzhan Vong in the original simultaneously. But while others like Admiral Ara Alani and his brother Cindric Thras acknowledged the danger, they viewed his enthusiasm for combat and aggressive scouting with some concern. So they were like worried that he's just a violent maniac. Why would he do that?
Yeah, he's like, hey, you okay there? You kind of itching for a fight, aren't you, there, buddy? You're just itching for a fight there.
I'm fine. In 27 BBY, Thrawn's patrol encountered Corellian traders, the crew of the smuggler ship Bargain Hunter, because that's a name for a ship, making what seemed to have been the first modern contact between the Ascendancy and the Old Republic. Although initially suspicious of their outsiders, Thrawn decided they were no threat, and he came in to regard two of them, Jorah Cardass and Maris Ferocity, as friends. He had friends.
Yeah, which is kind of rare for Thrawn, because he rubs off on people the wrong way.
Yeah,
and very few people understand him.
Mm-hmm. Far more dangerous incursions from the Republic followed within a few months. Outbound flight and massive exploration mission consisting of the six dreadnought cruisers led by Jedi Master Joris Sabrath had unwittingly scheduled a sublight fly-through a system on the edge of the Chiss space, and it was here that a powerful Trade Federation battle group stationed itself in the order to intercept and destroy them, led by Kinman Doria, a personal agent of Darth Sidious. Thrawn, investigating the Trade Federation ships, and despite being hopelessly outgunned on paper, defeated them through superior tactics. Because that's Thrawn.
And that is a trademark of Thrawn.
Oh
if you put him in an unwinnable situation, he will win.
Yep.
In one of the books, new canon books, his Star Destroyer is outnumbered 3-1, and he defeats those 3 Star Destroyers while on the flagship of the enemy Star Destroyer.
That's awesome. So leaving the command ship intact to move to secure face-to-face communications, Thrawn boarded the Trade Federation battleship, which led to a meeting with Doriana and a HoloNet discussion with Sidious, who persuaded Thrawn that the Jedi expedition could not be allowed to blunder into the Yuuzhan Vong. Although none of the time would know it, Palpatine's highly favorable first impression of Thrawn would ultimately change the galaxy and its perception of the Chiss people forever.
So there's a bit to unpack there. One, Sidious able to manipulate Thrawn to attack a civilian expeditionary force.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, Sidious apparently knowing about the Yuuzhan Vong.
Mm-hmm.
About what, 30 years before the Battle of Yavin?
Mm-hmm. And the Yuuzhan Vong don't come around until after Sidious's death.
The second time,
yeah. It's like way late when they actually
it's like
come into
30, 40 years after the Battle of Yavin.
Is it?
Something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Thrawn engineered a clash between the Viragi and the outbound flight, weakening both sides in the point at which the small patrol force could effectively end both threats. But the resulting battle did not unfold according to his plan. While Sabath was attempting to kill Thrawn using the Force, a remnant of the Viragi Force fled into hyperspace, and the series of Chiss radiation bombs designated for the Viragi command craft were unintentionally detonated aboard the dreadnoughts. Dun dun dun.
And here comes Thrawn's one greatest weakness, the Jedi.
Yep.
For some reason, he always has a blind spot with the Jedi.
And I think it comes with the Force. He just doesn't. He can't grasp it.
Yeah.
So it always eludes him. Hence why, like, you see in Rebels, Thrawn's always, when he's always, thwarted, it's because of a Jedi being involved.
Yeah, like Ezra or Kanan.
Mm-hmm. The Bendu.
Yep.
So this killed the Jedi Master before he could kill Thrawn, and the damage to the Republic expedition was disastrous. Of the 50,000 personnel aboard of the outbound flight, only 57 survived. The aftermath of the outbound flight also revealed tensions within the Chiss power structure as Aristocra Chal. Oh God.
Yeah, Chiss has
this Aristocra Chalom Ben Trano, that's a long freaking name, tries to claim outbound flight for the 5th ruling family.
Yeah, Chiss have very weird, complicated names.
Mm-hmm. And as Dojo said earlier, it's like the 5th ruling family. Totally mafia style built because of that. So this was not only impact the Chiss had in the galaxy. In 22 BBY, the female Chiss, Severance Tan, left her people, became one of Count Dooku's dark acolytes during the Separatist crisis, and led a droid army in the Clone Wars. Her lover, Vandalore, was a bounty hunter during this conflict. During the war, the Galactic Republic launched a diplomatic effort under the direction of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine to make contact with the Chiss ascendancy. When, we all know Palpatine was, playing both sides. So he was doing it for both of it, mainly for the Empire on that part.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then lastly, bit of the history I have is this saw Aristocra Sevri Nurdu, being dispatched to the Defense Force Station Ifra, where they awaited the Republic delegation consisting of Chiss Jedi Padawan Nuro Kungurama and the clone troopers of Breakout Squad. The Aristocra, however, conveyed the message the Chiss were staying neutral in the conflict, in which point to the station under which came an attack from separatist forces led by Sakokron known as Umbrug. This saw the Astraka taken away to safety while the Chiss forces battled the CIS fleet, and afterwards she returned to Chiss space. Holy crap. That was a lot.
And this doesn't even cover Thrawn's attempt to come back and rebuild the Empire. After the Battle of Endor.
Oh, I know these species. These Skakoans are they're like, you see them in Clone Wars.
Oh, Techno Union.
Yeah, they're from the Yeah, there you go. They're from Techno Union. Thank you. So, yeah, that's what we have on part 1 of Legends, which I think I might have this as 2 parts for specifically just for Legends.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
Yeah, the history of the Chiss is very vast.
Yeah, that's what I do. Next week we'll do part 2 of Legends. we'll dive into all the major stuff, specifically with Thrawn in the later years of the galactic calendar.
Yeah, this isn't a part where Thrawn's made contact with the Empire yet, really.
Right.
That was just Republic.
Yep. It was mainly Republic stuff. So yeah, fun stuff. Any final thoughts on part 1 of the Chiss?
I would definitely want to be a Chiss in the Star Wars universe. They
You
are
would
an
be
awesome species.
Okay.
They would be an awesome species.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I think there's one thing you didn't quite touch on, is that there's a lot of tension between families.
Oh, yeah.
There's been known to be skirmishes breaking out between smaller families, like small little scuffles and ships breaking out.
True. That's true. Mafia. So, obviously, that's where the inspiration of the Chiss were from.
Clearly.
The Mafia. So, yeah.
Just look at the names. They're long like Italians.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yes. I mean, just looking at, just go play Assassin's Creed 2. Ezio Auditore da Firenze. There you go. It's a long
My God,
name.
man.
Da Firenze is he was born in Florence, but still, it's part of his name. But anyway, that's all we got for this week's episode. Thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
To Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic.